Good evening, students. Good evening. Audible, right? Good evening, everyone. Okay. Okay. Hi, students. So today we will be starting a new topic. Yeah, I unmuted. That is what I was doing. Sujan. Good evening, everyone. Monisha, Samuk, Lokeshwari, Sanvi, Gagandeep. So today we are going to start a new topic. Okay. And the topic's name is integration. Integration. So till now we were doing differentiation. So now we will start integration. And differentiation, some of you were asking me how to get more problems to solve in differentiation. Okay, good evening, good evening. So some of you were asking me how to get more questions to solve for differentiation. Students, don't worry about solving too many problems right now. Anyways, these topics belong to mathematics chapter. So when you will do differentiation in mathematics, you will be solving hundreds of problems. So no need to do right now so much. Right now, if you want to do something, then best thing is to revise class 9 physics syllabus, class 9, because class 9 physics syllabus is similar to class 11. Okay, so try to just study whatever you have studied, revise whatever you have studied in class 9. So take NCERT textbook of class 9 and keep revising it. So that will be more useful. Differentiation, whatever I have done, that much is enough for us. That much is enough for physics. Okay, students. So today we are going to start integration. Today we are going to start integration. So let us first ask why we need integration. First thing, no, whenever you study a new topic, ask the teacher or ask yourself. See, everything you should not expect teacher to say. Sometimes you should ask yourself also. Imagine Newton never went to Newton's teacher and asked, "Sir, I am not understanding Newton's law like that," right? Newton never did like that. He himself asked and found. So sometimes try to ask yourself and try to search for the answer. However, when a new topic starts, one first thing that you must ask is why we have to study this. Okay. So what is the purpose of integration? What is the purpose of integration? So listen to this carefully, because once you know the purpose, then it will be enjoyable. So let us go back to differentiation. What was the need of differentiation? Can you just write one word? Only one word. What is the need of differentiation? What do we get from differentiation? One word only. Can you write? Only one word, okay? Don't write more than one word. So what do we get by using differentiation? No, function is different chapter. Instantaneous, okay, no. Delta, rate, yeah, rate. I think Gagandeep, Samrudh, they are at the bullseye. They have hit the bullseye. Others are also correct. When you say instantaneous, I know what you are trying to say. You are talking about instantaneous rate. So we learn about rate. And how do you get rate? By dividing the y coordinate with x coordinate. Yes or no? Runs, overs. Divide runs by overs, run rate. Divide distance by time. If this is distance, this is time. Divide distance by time. What is that? Rate of distance covered, which is called speed also. So to know the rate of change of something, we have learned differentiation. And all the processes in our surrounding world, if you look around, you will see changes. So it is always good to know how to find rate of change of any function. Now integration, basically we need to multiply. Okay, so differentiation was to divide, right? Distance by time, delta y by delta x. Then when we made delta x very small, it became dy by dx. Remember, right? So in differentiation, we divided. In integration, we are supposed to multiply. Now you may think, sir, multiplication we know already in school only. Why we are learning integration? So let us see one example. Suppose I want cost of some apples. Cost of some apples. Okay, suppose 5 apples or 6 apples. How do I do that? I write cost per unit apple into number of apples. Everybody understood this? Cost of some apples. How do we calculate? Cost per unit apple. Cost per unit apple matlab cost of one apple into number of apples. That will give you cost of those apples. Suppose one apple's price is, let's say, 5 rupees. Then 6 apples price will be how much? 5 apples price is, one apple's price is 5 rupees. One apple's price. So 6 apples price will be 30. How do you get 30? By multiplying, right? Okay. Similarly, let us say I want to know distance covered. Distance covered in some time. In some time. How can I write? Distance covered per second per unit time. Just like here per unit apple. Here per unit time into time. Right? This is the formula to find distance in some time. And this is what we call distance per unit time. We call speed. So I can write speed. Right? So if a car is, this class is for everybody. Anyone who wants to learn physics, it is for them. This class is for anybody who wants to learn physics. Let me say like that. Okay. Integrated, non-integrated, CBSE, ICSE, I don't care. Okay. Newton made Newton's law. He did not make Newton's law for ICSE student 1, Newton's law for CBSE 1, for state syllabus 1, like that. Okay. So please concentrate. So distance in some time, distance covered in some time. How we write usually? Speed into time. Suppose your speed is 2 meters. Let us go the same example. Suppose your speed is 5 meters per second. Then in 6 seconds, 5 meters per second you cover. What will be your distance in 6 seconds? 30 meters. Right? So again, same numbers I used so that you will easily understand. One more example, let me write. Work done. Work done in some displacement. So when I move a body, suppose I apply some force, then I write force into, let me write spelling also, force into displacement. So now look here, in all these examples, if you see, we are multiplying. More examples are there, but later we will learn more, don't worry. So in all these examples, we are multiplying. Now tell me one thing. In order to use any one of these formula, one condition is there. Without that condition, we cannot use this formula only. What is that condition? Start with this one. Start with this one. Start with example 1. Start with example 1. When can I say cost of some apples is cost of one apple into number of apples? When can I say like that? When can I say cost of some apples is equal to cost of one apple into number of apples? When can I say? Yes, Nandita is perfect. The price of all apples must be same. Matlab this should be same. This should be constant. Correct na? Cost per apple. Correct na, Nandita, Kishan, Samruth, very good. Cost per unit apple. Okay, this cost of one apple should be same for all the apples. Then only this formula makes sense. You cannot take, cost of one very bad apple and multiply it with number of good apples. That way the shopkeeper will never give you the apples. Okay. So this is very important. When I write this formula, this should be constant. Constant matlab what? As I go from this, as I change this one, this is number of apples. So as I go from one apple to another apple, one apple to another apple, this cost should be constant. Similarly, this formula, now I think you can tell, this formula is applicable only when the speed is constant. Only when the speed is constant, right? Matlab, as I change time, as I go from one time to another time, one time to another time, the speed should be constant. Okay? Similarly here, this force should be constant. Same logic. For every displacement, same force should act. Very good, Samvi. For every Shamukh, Janani, for same force, for same displacement, sorry, as I change this one, as I go from 1 meter to another 1 meter, the force acting should be constant. Then only these formulas are applicable. Now my question is it necessary? Yes, very good. Is it necessary that cost of every apple should be same? Is it necessary that speed of the body should be constant? Is it necessary? No. To use this formula, it should be constant. But generally, I'm asking, is it necessary that all the apples in the world have same price? No. Some Kashmiri apples will have more price like that. Similarly, speed may not be constant. Sometimes you may move faster, sometimes you may move slower. Similarly, force acting also may not be constant. When a rocket is going upwards towards the sky, the force of gravity on the rocket will change. So the force will change. So if you want to calculate the work done, that time, students, you cannot directly multiply. That is where we need what? Integration. Understood? So integration is to find these quantities. Matlab to calculate the product when this is changing, when this is function of this, this is function of this, this is function of this. That time we need integration, because normal multiplication will not help you. Artha aita? Everybody understood? Concept you understood why we need integration? Okay. So this is something very important. No one, when I was studying, students, no one told me only why we are using directly formula they gave me. Formula was given, problems we were solving, but never I realized what is the need of integration. So once you have understood this, I hope you are writing also. So once you have done this, let us try to now continue. Okay, what is integration? Why we have understood, why we need. Now let us see how to do it. So remember, integration is needed when you want to get some product when this quantity is function of this. This is function of this. This is function of this. Function matlab it changes. Okay, done? Okay, done everyone? Writing part is done. No, please write. Okay. Now, let us go to differentiation again. To get rate, what I should do? If this is y-axis, this is x-axis. In simple way, if I ask to find rate matlab how fast it is changing. We usually divide this by this. We divide this by this. We divide. Okay, here we multiply. Yeah, that is more correct. Delta y by delta x is more correct. But if you look carefully, we are dividing only. No, delta y by delta x is also dividing only. Division only. So in differentiation, we are dividing. In integration, we will multiply. Now, graphically, rate is given by slope, because if you divide y by x, you get slope, tan theta. Okay, can you think? Maybe you will be able, you may not be able to answer, but just try. Can you think if I divide, I get slope graphically. If I multiply y and x, suppose there is a graph and I multiply y and x, what do you think you will get? If you multiply this y with this x, what will you get? If you divide, you get slope. No, parabola is Gagandev, super. You will get area. You will get area. Hey, very wonderful, ma. So you will get, now some of you are thinking how we are going to get area. Sir, Gagandeep is answering. What about everybody should understand, right? So let us try to see how it gives you area. So now I will not do specifically for distance or work or cost of apples. I will do generally. Okay, generally I will do. Okay, so let us say this is y, which is function of x. Okay, students, let me slightly adjust. Yeah. So this y can be cost of apples, and this x can be 1 apple, 2 apple, like that. Similarly, this y can be distance, and this x can be time. Distance changes with time. Similarly, y can be force. Distance can be, this x can be displacement. Right? I wrote product of two things now. So like that. So this coordinate is y, which is function of x, and here x. Let's start with a simple example which we have already discussed. Suppose y is constant. So case 1. If y is constant, matlab, imagine this is cost of apples and this is number of apples. As I go from 1 apple to 2 apple, 2 apple to 3 apple, 3 apple to 4 apple, the cost remains constant. So this is, let's say, some value y, maybe rupees 10, rupees 10. Then how will the graph look? Since it is constant, y value is constant, it will look like this. Correct, na? The graph will look like that. Accepted or not? You are changing x coordinate, but y coordinate is not changing. So y coordinate is constant. So now let us say I want area under this graph between some limits, let's say x1 and x2. So let's say from 2 apple to 10 apple, in between 8 apples. You can start from 0 also, your wish, but I want to start from x1 and x2. Okay. So if I want to know the area under this graph between x1 and x2, let me write here, area under yx graph. This is your yx graph, which is constant in this simple example. So area under this graph between, area under yx graph between x1 and x2 will be what? What you do from the graph, you drop a perpendicular to x1. Then from the graph, you draw perpendicular to x2. So I want this area. This area. So now, can you tell me what will be the value of this area? Can you tell me from these coordinates? Y here, x1 here, x2 here. So what should be this area? This area, it looks like a, I don't want to tell the shape. Y, yeah, length into breadth. You can use the formula length into breadth. Why? Because it looks like a rectangle. It looks like a rectangle, right? So what is the length? You can say this is length, this is length, it doesn't matter. So this part will be your length, y minus 0, into breadth will be this part, x2 minus x1, right? x1 means from 0 to here. So 0 to here is x1, 0 to here is x2. x2 minus x1 will be this, which is nothing but delta x. Okay, delta x. So I can write y into delta x. Sumukha, I think y you have forgotten. Okay, y. Area should have two distance, na? So this is your length, this is your breadth. Length into breadth is the area. Okay, students. So for example, if this is cost of apples and this is rupees 10, and this is number 2 apple, number 10 apple, then this gap will be 8 apples. So area will be how much? Rupees 10 into 10 minus 2, 8. So it will be 80 rupees. Now one of my student, I remember he used to tell me, sir, area sir should be meter square, meter square. How you are writing rupees here? Area unit in school, area unit, we write meter square, meter square. How you are writing rupees here? Well, the answer is very simple. This is not area of a land. It is not some space. It is not Pankaj sir's shirt. So if I want area of my shirt, then this length, this breadth, this is also meter, this is also meter. So when you multiply, you will get meter square. But this is an imaginary graph where this side represents what? Rupees, rupees. See, when you draw graph, you don't have to draw always length versus length. In cricket, they draw runs here, overs here. So how that runs is not overs, no? Runs are not meters, no? Runs are not measured in meters. Similarly, you can see population versus time graph, population versus time graph. So that value of the y coordinate will be in number of people. If y axis is population, then y coordinate will be in what unit? Number of people. It will not be meter. So don't think just because I write area here, it should be meter square. Because this is not area of a space where this is length, this is length. It is area of some imaginary space which we have invented, where this axis represents price and this axis represents number of apples. Similarly, this could be velocity. And if the velocity is constant, let me say speed right now, speed. So if this is speed, then if speed is constant, let us say it is 2 meter per second or 10 meter per second. And this is 2 seconds. This is time now. This is 10 seconds. Then what will be the distance area under the graph? Again 80, but what unit? Can you tell me the unit this time? If this is velocity or speed and this is time, then this will be seconds. This will be meter per second. Now what will be the area? How meter per second square you are getting? Multiply, no, carefully. Y is what? Speed. Speed will be 10 meter per second. Speed will be 10 meter per second. And this part is your time. 2 seconds, 10 seconds. So time interval is 8 seconds. So how much it is coming? How much it is coming? 80, what unit? Second cancel, meter. And already I told you before, you forgot or what? That if you multiply speed with time, you get distance. And distance should be in meter. Okay. This was just example. So generally, to find the product, we can draw one graph and then we can calculate the area. Okay, students? So till here, everybody understood, check this part. And when this is applicable, when this y is constant. So if y is constant, the graph will look like this. And if somebody wants to know what is area under yx graph, area between x1 and x2, then you multiply the length, which is y, with breadth. Breadth I have taken x2 minus x1. Okay, if you start from 0 to x, then this will be your x. Then you can write here simply x. But I wrote x1 to x2. So this gap will be x2 minus x1. Okay, fine. Now, as I told you before, when I was giving you the 3 examples, cost of apples, distance, and work done. So when I gave those examples, I told you every time the cost of apples may not be constant. Every time the speed versus time. The speed, this was your speed. Remember, no, speed into time I did. Forgot or what? So that speed will not be constant every time. Similarly, force into displacement. So this force will not be constant all the time. Understood or not? So then how will we calculate this area? So that we have to learn now. And that is where integration will come. Okay, write fast. Students, I hope you are not confused about this y and x symbols. Y and x symbols you are understanding. No, y can be any function, any quantity. See, if you are thinking, sir, why you are not writing speed here, time here? Because right now I am not doing physics. Right now I am doing mathematics. So I want to do generally y versus x. What is the meaning of integration, sir? Integration means I explain. No, when you want to multiply two things such that one is changing with the other, then normal multiplication will not help. That time you have to integrate. Understood or not? So that is the meaning of integration. That is the reason why we need integration. But again, wait for some time. Let me complete the whole topic first. Just like you want to divide quantities, sometimes you need to multiply quantities. Stalin, in your life, you must have multiplied many quantities, no? So for that reason, we need integration. So now the general case. General case is case 2. If y is variable. If y is variable. Okay, so like in the previous example, if speed is changing with time, then how will we find the area under the graph? So look carefully now. This is y, this is x. And now you cannot draw this line because y is not constant. So let us say the graph looks something like this. Okay, the graph looks like this. It's changing. So speed is increasing, let's say. This is speed versus time graph. If you think, then speed is increasing. Okay, now I will ask the same question. what is the area under this graph? Okay, let me use red color. Between x1 and x2. What I should do? Previously what I did, from the graph, you drop a perpendicular. Okay, I went too far. Let me take here. Right? Fine. So this triangle, Gagan, from when triangles look like that, ma? Okay. So now I want this area. This area. This area I want. This area I want. Okay. So to find this area now, area, remember, y delta y by delta x, that is rate. If you divide, you never get area. If you divide, you never get area. So suppose I want to now calculate area of this graph. Area of this area under this graph. This graph is your y x graph. Okay. So now if you observe carefully, this area, can you tell me directly any formula? Before we use what formula? Length into breadth. Can I say length into breadth? Just say yes or no. Can I say length into breadth? No. Can I say half into base into height? No. Can I say pi r square? No. Can I say 2 pi r h? No. So this shape is unknown shape. It may look similar to trapezium, but it is not trapezium because this graph is curved. It's changing gradually. So then how to find the area? So again, just like if you remember when I was teaching you differentiation, when I asked you at one point, how will you find velocity? No one was able to answer. Newton was needed. Similarly, to find this kind of area, no mathematician was able to solve it. No mathematician. Then came the great Sir Isaac Newton. So what he did was this. Listen carefully. So what I will do, students, is I will rub this part, okay? So please remember, I want this area. This shaded area I want. Okay, keep in mind, don't forget what I want, okay? So I want area between this white area I want, white area. The board is white, no? So I want this white area I want. Okay, so what Newton did was, he told, divide this shape into rectangles. Divide this into rectangles, each having same width. Width is same. What is same? Width. W-I-D-T-H. Width is same. So that width, let me write any one of them, delta x. Then he told, make it like this, because it should be rectangle, no? Rectangle. Try to observe. Don't ask questions right now. First observe. So then he told, take this rectangle, take this rectangle, take this rectangle, take this rectangle, and take this rectangle. For each rectangle, we know the formula. For each rectangle, we know the formula for area. So for this rectangle, so now area under the yx graph. Okay, listen carefully. You may be having some doubts, but just keep listening. All your doubts will be answered. So I want the area under this graph, remember. This is my graph. This white portion. So what Newton did, he divided this into rectangular strips. They are called, each one of them is rectangular strips. Okay. Okay. So now you take this rectangle. What will be the area? Let us say this part, this length is y1. So this is y1. So what will be the area of this part? Y1 into delta x. Correct na? Y1 into delta x. Then for this part, it will be y2, let's say. Y2 here. So plus y2 into delta x plus, then this third part y3 into delta x plus y4 into delta x plus y5 into delta x. Right? So this will be the area of these 5 rectangles. y5 matlab this value. y5. Okay, y is changing, remember this time. Now, if I stop here, if I stop here, matlab if I say that area under this black graph, this white portion, remember, is this. If I say, will you accept? Now start answering. Will you accept? You will not accept. Even if it is Newton, it doesn't matter. Even if it is Newton, it doesn't matter. Okay. Slope. Why slope? Somebody said slope. Okay. Slope will come in rate. When I want to know rate of change, that time I need slope. This is completely okay. No problem. So the answer is no. This cannot be the area under the graph. Now let me ask, is it close to the area? Is it close? It may not be equal to, but is it okay? Is it little bit close? Yes, it is close. It is close. So now what we have to do? First, everybody, some of you are not messaging so much. I don't know whether you are writing or not. If you are messaging so much, how you are writing also? So try to write this part quickly, all of you. Try to write, because after that you will not be able to draw, because after this, no, the diagram will become dirty. Okay. So it is not equal to, right now it is not equal to, it is only approximately equal, approximately. That is also very bad approximation. Why? Because see, this much part is not counted. See, this area is not counted. 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 Delta x I told width. You have taken strips, na? Strips you have taken, na, Neha? Strips. So each strip will have some delta x, matlab some width. So I have taken this width, this width, this width, this width, this width equal for simplicity. For simplicity. Okay. So done, writing is done, right? Because now it will become the diagram. You will not be able to write now because it will become very dirty. So make sure you write the diagram. You draw the diagram. Okay, fine. So I am not happy with this answer. So what Newton did is he told, oh, you are not happy. So then do like this. Then you divide it into more rectangles. More rectangles. More rectangles. Okay, then this white portion is now inside. This white portion is inside. This white portion is inside. This white portion is inside. Okay. So he said, divide this time the whole area into thinner. What? Thinner strips. Imagine you are dividing it into thinner strips. Okay. So now more terms will come. No, more terms will come. Y6 will come now. Y6 delta x plus dot 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 dot. Let me write yn delta x. Yn. What is this n? Total number of strips. Even now, you can see, can I say now it is exactly matching? One of you can say, okay, if everybody will say it will take time. Can I say the area now, this answer now is matching with the actual area? No, it is not matching. But can you tell me, is it better than the previous one? Is this better than the previous one? Is this? Yes, it is better. It is this area, this area, whatever you get by calculating, that will come closer to the area under the graph. But still it is not exact. So if you are not happy, what will Newton do now? I think you can guess what he will do. He will say, more thinner you make. More thinner. See, I told the diagram will become dirty. You will not be able to draw only. More thinner. Thinner. If you are happy, he will stop. But why will you be happy? You will say, no, like that. So ultimately, no, what I will do like this. I'm rubbing the graph now. So ultimately what Newton is saying to you is make this capital N. What was capital N? Number of strips. Make this capital N very large. Delta X tends to 0, or number of strips should be very large. Number of strips should be many strips you have to do. Many. So now the concept is like this. This is Y, this is X. This was the graph. This was the graph, right? YX graph. And what Newton is saying is, if you want area between x1 and x2, if you want area between x1 and x2, no, I never said x is 0. I said it tends to 0 till infinity, sir. Yeah, but not equal to infinity. Okay, not equal to. Then it will become undefined. Close to infinity. Close to infinity. So now look here. It can never be exact, but it will be as close as possible. And how? See, last class, if you remember, instantaneous velocity, we never calculated the exact answer, but we got answer very close, like 4.00000001. If you make delta x more small, your instantaneous velocity became 4.0000000001. So obviously everybody knows that the answer will be 4. Understanding? So what he is saying is, divide this whole graph into rectangular strips so that their thickness is extremely small. You cannot say 0, but extremely small. So like this. Like this. See, this is also a rectangle or not? This is also a rectangle. Yes or no? Because this pen has some thickness. This pen has some thickness. So this is your Y, and this thickness is your delta X. This thickness is your delta X. And if you multiply this length with this small breadth, you will get this area. This area. So he is saying to you, make the thickness so like this. Like this. So then ultimately, if you add area of all the rectangles, then finally it will become area under the YX graph. So having understood this, how will I write the answer now? Look here. Please concentrate. So area under the YX graph is equal to this. Students, this we can use. Have you seen this kind of symbol? This kind of symbol you have seen, no? Summation. Sigma, but we use for summation. Yeah, summation. So instead of writing so many terms here, you can write this way. You can write summation Y delta X. Summation Y delta X. Okay? And this, like, you can write I equal to 1 to n yi like that. Exactly like that you can write, but it's okay. No need to be so precise right now. So basically what is he saying? You divide it into rectangles, and then this is area of one rectangle, one of the rectangle, and this means you add, you do summation. Now this is not equal to, remember, but if I make the thickness of the strip thinner and thinner, matlab if I take, see, this came again, one more time it came, limit of this summation with the condition that delta X, the thickness, should tend to 0, then this will become more and more correct to the exact answer, which is area under the YX graph. Okay, students? Accepted or not accepted? Direct. You see, you cannot write equal to this one, because here, no, see, in this formula, nobody has told delta X should be very small in this formula. But when you see this limit here, then you come to know that you have to take the area, you have to multiply the area, sorry, you have to multiply the length with the breadth. Matlab, y coordinate with delta x. You have to multiply and take summation till delta x becomes very small. And this, students, is called integration. So this we write integral y and delta x will become dx. Okay, so this is the symbol, and let me explain what is this symbol called. This is called integral of y dx. And if you remember, you started from x1 till x2, right? So from x1 to x2. So when you write x1 here, it means the lower limit. Lower limit means from where you have to start. And this is x2, the upper limit. So these two are called limits. Lower limit, lower spelling is wrong, lower limit, and this is called upper limit. Okay, students, and this sign is called integral. Again, don't think too much. Think it is like summation only. And that's why the symbol also looks like this. See, A for apple, B for boy, S for summation. And if you stretch it solfa like this, it becomes integration symbol. So basically this symbol means sum. However, I don't want to write this symbol because this symbol is used. Somebody is asking one example. Example the many we will do. Don't worry. Example many we will do. But first you learn how to write. So just like dy by dx. No, you have to learn how to write. If you don't learn about that, then you will think d and d are some number. So you will cancel that d. Similarly, you will think this is something like snake only. So you will get confused. So you have to understand that this symbol means integral. And this means nothing but this only. It is very boring to write this way. No, it is very boring to write this way. So instead of writing this way, we are writing this way. Okay, so please write down. So basically, if somebody will ask you, what does integral of y dx gives you? What does it gives you? Answer is area under the yx graph. Area you will get. And area you will get when y is changing. If y is constant, then why to use integration? If y is constant, remember, no, if y was constant, then the area will be rectangle only. Rectangle matlab, you can directly write y length into breadth, y into delta x. Cost of one apple into number of apples. Distance covered in 1 second into number of seconds. So that time when velocity is constant, force is constant, to find the displacement or the work done, you can directly multiply. But sometimes, as I told, things will change. Your speed may change. Your price of apples may change. So in such cases, we have to use integration. Basically summation only, but here this y is changing continuously. This y is changing continuously. So when y changes continuously, then you have to integrate to find the product. Okay, directly we cannot do. Directly that multiplication will not help you. You only told me before that we cannot directly multiply if the speed is changing. So then what we have to do? So those questions in school you did not do. So in college level now you have to learn how to solve such problems. Okay, done. So don't get confused with this symbol. It is just another symbol for summation. Okay, now let me give you some examples. When I say examples, physics examples. Okay. So if speed, let me write V symbol, changes with time. Okay. And then the graph will look now like this. This is speed, this is time. So graph looks like this, let's say. Repeat whatever I told, repeat. Suppose I want area under this graph. So area under what graph I should call it now? Now what graph I should write? What, how should I write the name of the graph? No. Name of the graph I'm saying, not integration. VT graph. So area under VT graph. So area under VT graph. How will you write? I think it will be difficult for you to write because there is no integration symbol in your that one. So how will you write? Integral. This one you have to tell. This one you have to tell. Inside what I have to write? Compare with the previous one. Area under YX graph. V, not delta T. DT. V dt. Because your delta T is very small, so we write D now. And of course, whenever people want area under the graph, they should mention from what time to what time. So I want from here to here. So this area will be given by this. From T1 to T2. Okay? And I think that now you know that this is nothing but distance covered. Distance covered. Okay, directly you cannot write V into T now. Students, now you cannot write speed into time because speed is changing. First example. Let us do second example. This is just example of different integrals what we get in physics. Okay, what we get in physics. Solving part we have to do later after you finish all these examples. Second example, you say if force F changes with distance x, here force, here distance. This will be now x1, this will be x2. So if I want area under, what graph is this now? Force displacement graph or force distance graph. Then how will I write now? Integral. Tell me. Jitesh has already written. Super. F dx from some position to some position. This time these are position. Before it was time. That's why it is always good to study for y and x. Once you study for y and x, no, you can cover everything. And who will be this? Anybody? Who will be this? What will be this? Before we write distance. Now what it will be? Now what it will be? Work. So this is how we will calculate. You go back to the beginning of the class. What I told, I wrote some formulas for distance, work, and that time I told that formula of force into distance, speed into time will only work when speed is constant or force is constant. If they are changing, we don't know how to do it. Now you know how to do it. Of course, at least you know how to write. Now, how do you get answer? Answer you should get, no, at the end you should get 10 joules, 20 joules, 30 joules, that you should get. So how to get answer from there, that I will teach you later after finishing this part. Okay. Fine, students. So very nice. I'm very happy. Okay. This very important thing we have covered today. Very, very important. Now you must be thinking, sir, how are we going to exactly do it? How are we going to calculate the area? Thin strips we have to make, but so many we have to make. How are we going to measure the area? Again, the good news is we don't have to do it because Newton has already done it, and Newton has already made standard formula like for differentiation. So like differentiation, there are some standard formula to find integral or integration. There are some standard formula. So those formula you have to memorize. So some of you may be thinking, "Arey sir, what every time memorize?" See students, I am a physics teacher. Okay, of course I do mathematics also, but I will not teach you first PU maths and second PU maths also. So integration, derivation, differentiation, formula derivation, they will do it. However, we need it. So we have to remember the formula. But good thing is, listen carefully. The good thing is, by knowing the formula of differentiation, we can find the formula of integration. We don't have to memorize it separately. We can find directly. And the reason is what? The reason is, write one important note. Integral or integration is reverse process of differentiation. It is reverse process. It has to be reverse process because one is multiplication, other one is division, right? So if you multiply 2 with 8, you get 4. If you divide 8 by 4, you get 2. So since this we know, we don't have to memorize separately the formula for integration. Of course, it is better to memorize, but for understanding part, you can easily understand by remembering the formula of differentiation. You can make the formula of integration. So let us see how to do it. But first, let me write this one in some shape or some symbols. Let me use some symbols and explain. So imagine I have a function y of x. So y is a function of x. So if I take differentiation of y with respect to x, differentiation, I get some other function. Sometimes I may get same function if it is e power x. But except this one, we always get different function. So if you take differentiation of y function, you will get some other function, g of x. Yes or no? I will do, ma. Don't worry, Stalin. I do everything. Don't worry. So when I do differentiation of y, we get some other function or not? Dx square by dx. What was when you differentiate x square? When you take differentiation of x square, what we used to get? 2x. We don't get the same thing. So if this is y, this is your g. Okay. So listen carefully. If you take differentiation of y function, you are getting g function. That means if you integrate g function dx, this dx you have to write. Remember, not dx. Then what will you get? If you integrate g function dx, what you should get? Function you should get. No, how dy? Y you should get. You are taking differentiation of these students and you are getting this. So if you do integration of this, you should get this. Not dy. Why? How dy? Because you are taking differentiation of this. No, this is the function. This is like a symbol for doing differentiation. Like here you see dx square by dx. What is the answer? 2x. So by taking differentiation of this function, we are getting this function. So if you take integration of this function, you will get what function? If you take integration of this function, here in this example, what you should get? If you take integration of this function, what will you get? How x you are saying? X square. Function is x square. You people are not watching carefully, ma. Okay, so what I want you to do first is this. Forget everything here. Look here. If you take differentiation of some function and you get some other function, then if you integrate this function dx, you will get this function. Okay, so write this. This circle and box can be any function. The circle and box can be any function. So now we will write some formulae for integration so that we will be able to do some few problems we will do. Many problems we will not do that mathematics teachers will do. Okay. Now look here. First formula in differentiation we studied was differentiation of, okay, just let me tell you this part. Let me first tell you this part. Okay. If I take differentiation of x square, we all know we get 2x. So from here, I can make formula for integration. Integration of 2x dx will give me x square, which means I can write this integral x dx equal to x square by 2. Agree or not? Divide both the sides by 2. Agree or not that this will come from here? This will come from here. Just divide by 2 or cross multiply 2. So this is integration of x dx. So after you do integration of this function, you will get this function. Similarly, if you have differentiation of x cube dx, what was the formula here? What was the formula here? Nx power n minus 1. Don't forget, differentiation of x power n was nx power n minus 1. Shamuk, again you have forgotten square, I think. 3x power 3 minus 1, matlab 3x square. That means for integration, if I write the formula, integration of 3x square dx, what will I get? These functions, right? If you differentiate this circle, you are getting this box. So if you integrate this box, you should get this circle. So let me divide by 3. I will get x square dx. Integration of x square dx will be what? X cubed by 3. Okay. Now analyze this. Analyze this. Analyze this. And using those two, let us make our first formula. First formula. Using these two, let us make our first formula. Integral of x power n dx. Chalo, tell me. Integral of x power n dx. Use this and this to make the formula. Don't do hurry burry. I will not be able to give you any sweets or something. So aram se you do. Right answer is more important. Gagandeep, you are missing something. Jitesh has got it. Prakruti has got. Minus 1, why? Look carefully. Integral x dx is x square by 2. What is the power here? 1. When the power is 2, what is here? 3, 3. Similarly, suppose I ask integration of x cube dx. It will be x power 4 by 4. Sakshi also has got, Samruth has got, Stalin has got. N minus 1, how it will come? Napita, Ganapita. Sorry, by mistake. Okay. So look here, it will be x power. See, when this is 2, power is 3 by 3. When this is 3, this is 4 by 4. When this is 1, this is 2 by 2. So when this is n, it will be x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So this is how we should remember the formula. So students, this is very, very important. You have to memorize it very hard, because every time you cannot do the logic of whatever I taught here. You cannot do first differentiation and then find formula for integration. Again, you are writing power n minus 1 only. Then Pita, look here, when this power is 1, this is 2. When this is 2, this is 3. When this is 3, this is 4. Okay, okay. So again, I'm telling you, you have to memorize this formula. We will not be able to, again and again, first find differentiation, then find integration. Now, many times it has happened like this every time. Most of the students, when I ask in my college, okay, before, whenever I ask, what is differentiation of x power n dx? They will tell this formula. This is for integration. For differentiation, nx power n minus 1. And for integral of x power n dx, integral of x power n dx, formula is x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So many times what happens, no, they study one formula so much that when I ask this, they tell this. And when I ask this, they tell this. So please don't do that. This is different formula. This is for differentiation. This one I have derived also, if you remember, using example of x square. And this is formula for integration. So let us do few example quickly, okay? What will be integral of x dx? Power is 1. Actually, we did this already, right? So this is 1. Answer will be x power n plus 1. 1 is here. So 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 1. Tell me quickly this one. X power 5 dx. X power 5 dx. Which one you want me to repeat, Harshita? This is formula for differentiation. This one I have done already long back. Okay. This one I have done already long back. So this you have to remember. So this is formula for, so it will be x power 6 by 6. So like this fast you should be able to answer. Okay. Integral of x power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Okay. Fine. This is the first formula for integration. Let us see second formula now. What was differentiation of sin x? What was differentiation of sin x function? Differentiation of sin x with respect to x cos x. Okay, so using this, we can make one more formula for integration. Integral of cos x dx. Don't forget to write this dx. Will be equal to, tell me, sin x. Because differentiation of sin x is cos x, so ulta. Differentiation and integration are reverse process. First memorize that part. What was differentiation of cos x? Minus sin x. So what will be integration of sin x? Minus cos x. You multiply minus both sides. So minus you can write here. This plus you can take out. So differentiation of this is this. So integration of this will be this. Okay, so at least this three formula you remember right now. Okay, one more you remember. Differentiation of log x. Did I teach you this part? Did I teach you this? I don't remember. Did I teach you this part? Then tell me the formula. Differential log x. See, formula you should remember. If you don't remember, it's okay. This one we don't need actually. Right now we don't need. No, there is e power x. GTS, it is 1 by x. Okay, so differentiation of log x is 1 by x. So integration of 1 by x dx will be log x. So here you put a star mark. These things, no. Some of you may not have seen this log function. What is log? You may be thinking. So again, later we will be, in mathematics they will teach, but even in physics I will explain. But we need it much later. Right now we need only this actually. This also we don't need. These two we will need in the last chapter of physics. Logarithm. It is logarithm only. Short form of logarithm. Log we write. Okay, so at least these four formulas you remember. If you can't remember these four, these three you remember. If you can't remember these three, it's okay. At least remember this one. So for the first chapters in first PU, first few chapters, first chapter, second, third, fourth, fifth chapter, we need this formula. Okay, so do not forget this formula. Again, I'm telling you. Okay, try one question. Try one question, all of you. Integration of root x, you try. Integral of root x. Yeah, I did not understand the question. X by 1 means what? Channa, I didn't understand. X by 1 means X only, no? Okay. Stalin has got. Others, please try. So how will you do? First, you try to convert this into this form. So root x though is just a way of writing what? Root x means actually what? X power half. Okay, so root or x is first you write x power half. This is not answer, ma. This is just the I have written root x in the form of power. Once I have written this way, then you apply this formula. Integration of x power n dx will be x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So half plus 1 by half plus 1. Because this is your n now. This is your n. This is your n. Okay. So it will be x power half plus 1 is 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2. This you can write 2 x power 3 by 2 by 3. This 2 you can take up, no? Sorry. Yeah. So this 2 you can take up. Can you tell me? Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. Correct only. What you are saying is correct. Neha, why don't you make it public, your messages, so that everybody will see? Sir, can we write root x to the power 3? You can write. Channa, you can write. Root x is what? Root x power 3 means what? Root x power 3 means x power half power 3. That is x power 3 by 2 only, na? So you have to multiply this two. So same answer you will get. Okay. Try to answer the simple question. So I have taught you integral of x power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. See students, for first few weeks of your studies in first PU, you have to keep remembering this differentiation formula and integration. You may not be able to remember all the formula right now, but at least differentiation of dx power n by dx, nx power n minus 1. Differentiation of x power n, nx power n minus 1. Integration of x power n dx, integration x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So fast you have to say. This differentiation and integration, please you remember. Now, can you tell me this formula is not applicable for one value of n? Which is that value? This formula cannot be used for one value of n. Yeah, minus 1. No, 0 you can apply. Sumukha, 0 you can apply. Let us see. If n is 0, let us see what will be the answer. For 0 you can apply. Let us see. So if I have integration of x power 0 dx, what will I get? X power 0 plus 1 by 0 plus 1. This will give me integral of, what is x power 0? X power 0 is 0, x power 0, 1. X power 0 is 1. So that will be equal to x power 0 plus 1 will be x divided by 1. So integral of dx is x. Oh, nice. Thank you, Sumukha. We found one more formula to remember. Integral of dx is x. Try to remember it. Okay. This is not applicable for if n equal to minus 1. For minus 2 also you can apply. Minus 3 also you can apply. Somebody was saying if this is x. No. If this is x, then the function is not what I am writing. Right now, this power should be number. Not that power should itself be not function. So if n is minus 1, if this power is minus 1, see what will you get? Integral of x power minus 1 dx. That will give you x power minus 1 plus 1 divided by minus 1 plus 1. So you will get x power 0 divided by 0. That will be undefined. Something by 0 will be undefined. Okay, so you will not be able to use this formula if this power is minus 1. That's why in books, no, you will find whenever they write this formula, in bracket they write n not equal to minus 1. N not equal to minus 1. Okay. Because if n is equal to minus 1, then the answer is actually log x. I give no the fourth formula. Fourth formula you check. Fourth formula, integral of 1 by x. 1 by x was what? Log x. So if this n is minus 1, then this term will become log x, not this one. So you are not using this formula. Okay, fine. Now, listen carefully. Whenever you do integration, students, there will be some limits. Limits, right? I cannot ask you, students, please add numbers like that. I cannot ask you to add numbers. How will you add which number to which number? So from where to where you have to find the area. Again, I'm telling, when I do so much of mathematics, when I do so much of integration, don't forget the meaning of integration. That is why the first thing I taught you was what? Why we need integration. Then I told you graphically, what does integration mean? Then I brought this symbol. We created ourselves only this symbol, right? So like that, you have to always remember that whatever you are doing has a reason. It gives you area of a function under the graph. Okay. So now, when you calculate the area, there will be some limits. From here to here, you have to integrate. You cannot just keep on integrating, right? So when there are limits here, then how to do integration? Let me explain that part, then we will stop. Okay, so look here. Integration with limits. With limits. Okay, this is very important for physics. In mathematics, they will study this also, but we don't need that. So look here. So suppose I want to integrate this function, y function. This will be some function of x, right? Yes or no? And I want to integrate with respect to dx. So I want this. If limits are there, limits of x, let's say is a and b. In the graph, I wrote x1, x2. Yeah, Stalin has written x1, x2. Let me write a and b. So a is called lower limit of x. B is called upper limit of x. Okay. Now, if you want to do this, then how we have to do is, first you think these limits are not there. Think, even if they are there, it's okay. Apply the formulas. So first you check what is this first. You check what is this. If this is x dx or x square or sin x or cos x, from the formula which I have given to you, check what is this and then apply the formula. So when you apply the formula, this will become some other function. This will be some other function, yes or no? Yes or no? When you integrate the function, you will get some other function, like see here. When you integrate this, you get this. Right? So if you integrate linear function, you get quadratic function. See? If you integrate linear function, linear matlab power is 1. You are getting quadratic function. Square is there. So please remember that. So some other function will be there. Now comes the main point. If there are limits, then what you do? You put here some square brackets. Here you write the upper limit. Then here you write the lower limit. Okay. After that, what you do? Wherever is the variable, search for the variable. Variable matlab this x. There you put the upper limit. So calculate the function when x is equal to upper limit minus put lower limit. That will be your answer if there are limits. Now I will explain why minus we are doing or why we are doing like this. I will explain, don't worry. But first you have to remember this is the way to do it. So you tell me, first you want one example or you want me to first explain why we are doing like this? How you want? First example, then I will explain why we are doing like this, or first I will explain why we are doing like this, then example. First example we will do. Sir, explain, sir. Why are we doing? Okay, so different answers are coming. Oh, but time is not there. So what we will do is we will do in the next class. Okay, next class only we will do. So fine, I'll explain it. But can we do 5 minutes? No, voting will take time. Can you give 5 minutes time? I will try to explain it. Okay, so try to see. 5 minutes, it will not take too much time. First, tell me what was the integration of dx? Just now I wrote somewhere here. X. That you remember. Okay, now look here. Suppose here there is a scale. This is 0, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 5 centimeter. And here I put a rod. Now, if I ask you what is the length of the rod? What is the length of the rod? What is the answer? Length of the rod. 3 units, 3 centimeter, right? Suppose you don't know how to subtract. But you know how to do integration. Then what you will do? Look here. You will, this is your x-axis, let's say. So what you do? You take one small part here, small part. Okay, so this length is very, very small. So call it dx. Call that small length dx. Now you start from here and you go up to here. You add. Add matlab what? Integrate. Dx, 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 dx. So you integrate dx from where to where? 2. This is the starting value of x. This is the last value. Now, how to do this? First, you apply the formula. Integral of dx is what? First, you have to apply the formula. Integral of dx, 1 dx is 1 here. X. Right? Then what I told? Put a square bracket. Put this 5 upper limit here, lower limit here. Then what I told? Wherever is variable, put upper limit. 5. Put upper limit. Minus. Wherever is variable, put lower limit. 2. That will be your answer. And if you don't know subtraction, you have to stop here. But if you know subtraction, this will be 3 centimeter. So you have understood that why we are putting upper limit, then lower limit, and why we are putting minus sign. If you put plus sign, what will you get? 7. But this length cannot be 7, no. So using this simple example, it is easy to understand why we are first, see, again I am telling you, before you do the integration, first you check the formula. Integration of dx is x. Then put square bracket, upper limit, lower limit. You write. Then next step, wherever is the variable, search for the variable. Put upper limit, minus sign. Wherever is variable, put lower limit. That is the answer. Okay. So next class I will again explain to you, don't worry. And with examples we will do. With examples. Okay, thank you. Oh, it is exactly on time only. I did not take any extra time. Okay. So don't worry if you have not understood the last part. Again, I will explain and I will give examples. How it is related to what things? Where is that message? See, where is it? Some student was asking a doubt. How it is related to Newton's thing? Huh? How this? Newton was the guy who did gravitation. So this is for Channa. Okay, Channa wants to know how this is related to Newton. Are Baba, Newton did what we call as gravitation theory. So if I give you one big object and another big object, and you want to find the force of gravitational force, then the idea is you have to divide this into small pieces and find the force between each piece, and then you have to add. But when you add, because the pieces are changing continuously, you cannot simply add, you have to do integration. So he needed all this integration to discover whatever laws you know today in your school, whatever you have learned. Okay. Sir, I have a doubt other than this. What is that doubt? Material will be given as soon as I finish the mathematics part and I start the physics part. Newton's rectangle area. Huh? There is nothing called Newton's rectangle area, Channa. Okay. Thank you. See you.